Growing up, my life was quite mixed. The first 9 years of my life, I had my mum and my dad together, so we grew up as a family. When I was 9, my mum and my dad separated. My dad was quite a strict man, but a very funny and happy man at the same time. So he kept us all in line and in order. But when my mum and dad split up, I felt that even though we wasn't experiencing the same level of strictness, we was able to do things that probably we wouldn't have done had my dad been around. Throughout my childhood and some of my teenage years, I struggled a bit with what I would know now to be anxiety and low self-worth, but at that age I didn't understand what those things were, so I just knew that I felt a little bit odd. Something didn't feel quite right within me, and I struggled to communicate with other people and to make friendships because of the strange feelings I would experience. But moving into my teenage years, I found a love for athletics, and I was really good at 100 meters and I was very fast. And at the age of 14, I entered into like a national competition, and I was told that I had a promising athletics career ahead of me, and it was the first time that I felt that I had something to look forward to. What happened was we moved from St Anne's to an area called Broxtowe, which meant that really I started to meet new people and new associates really, and I was quite strict to myself in that I said I had no interest of taking drugs or anything like that. I didn't want to smoke, drink, I just wanted to be an athlete. But when I moved areas, you know, the people around the same age as me, around 16, most of them was already smoking cannabis, drinking alcohol, and some of them was taking, you know, Class A drugs. To begin with, I was offered cannabis on a regular basis and saying, no, I'm not interested. But I think after a period of time of being around a group of people, I think that was the first bad decision I made. I said yes, and I started to smoke cannabis.
So how long did that, was that just a one-off or did you just continue?
No, from the age of 16, that continued for a lot of years, up until the age of 26. What I found was, I think with the cannabis, it led on to, because I'd already kind of gone against one of my own principles, so to speak, because I said I would never do that. That led to me doing other things, ages of 18, 19, experimenting with party drugs, as they term it, Class A drugs. And what became a problem for that is because I struggled with low self-worth and self-esteem and confidence issues. When I took a substance, those feelings went away and I felt confident and I felt a bit free and relaxed and could kind of be the center of the party or the center of attention, so to speak. So for me, it almost gave me something, but it was quite dangerous what I was doing because I was turning to a substance to fix the confidence issues that I had. So it began a bit of a journey that led me into making some very bad decisions, affecting my family life, affecting me most of all because it started to destroy my character, and it led to a very bad drug addiction between the ages of 21 through to 27 years old. In 2002, one of my close friends unfortunately was murdered, and this caused me to reflect on my own life. I realised I was the oldest in my family and my influences on people, wasn't good, and I wasn't happy because I think I just took stock of my whole situation. This wasn't what I wanted for my life. but yet I was stuck in something that I could not get out of. I didn't want to carry on taking drugs, but I just found myself still doing the same thing that was destroying my life. And I spoke earlier on about my father being very strict. As a child, when I was chastised, if I cried, I would get chastised more, which led me to a place where I just simply wouldn't cry. And that happened from my childhood all the way through to my adult years. And at the age of 27, I actually broke down and cried for the first time in many, many years. And I said some words, and those words were, God, if you're real, I need you to come and help me because I'm dying. And I meant those words with all of my heart. And I cried and I cried and I fell asleep. And I woke up the next day and something had happened, something was different. I didn't feel the need to want to smoke cannabis. I didn't feel the need to want to take cocaine. I just felt different. And I went about my day and I bumped into somebody who goes to the congregation of Yahweh, and it was very bizarre what he said to me, but he said to me, God, Yahweh heard your cry last night. And that, for me, I thought, how could this man know that I don't pray, I'm not a Christian. How can this man know this? And it just captured my attention. And that was the beginning of me beginning to look to Yahweh and wanting to have a relationship with him. That led to a year of a wonderful experience of me getting to know Yahweh. Started to go to church, and I made a decision that I wasn't going to live my life the way I was previously living it. I was going to follow Yahweh, because I knew that with my life in his hands, it would be a lot better than it would in my own hands. I think the first thing I'd like to say is that there is a great strength in reaching out and asking for help. I thought originally that asking for help was a sign of weakness, but I've come to understand that it's a massive sign of strength. So if you are going through any difficulty, the first thing to do is to reach out and ask for help. Go to your local church. There will be people there that will be more than happy to help you. I have new life because Yahweh, God, is really real. I know the benefit of that. Now I have a life beyond my wildest dreams. I've come to realize that there is no greater thing than to work for the creator of the whole universe. That is the greatest thing, and that excites me on a daily basis. So if you're going through difficulties, even if you're not, even if you want to know more about what life is really about, I urge you to get to know Yeshua, get to know Yahweh. I said an important word. I said, Yahweh, if you're real, please come and help me. Ask him. He will reveal himself to you.